Well, hello everybody. I come out here thinking I'm going to check on my collards and see if they dropped over during the night or if they stayed erect or what's going on with them. They're looking pretty good. They didn't flop over too much. You expect a little bit of wilting when you first transplant them, but they look like they're going to do fine. And these other ones that we transplanted again yesterday, you know, because we had to replant, because the first ones actually were too small when I transplanted them. These were pretty good size, so I think all of them are going to survive this time. There's a little buddy walking through the yard. And I forgot to get this melon off of here that the animal ate. I didn't want the seeds to fall right there and end up with stray cantaloupes coming up from here. There's ants in it. It's another thing I try to look out for is the ants. But what I'm going to do, because there's still plenty of seeds left in there, and I don't think whatever animal ate the flesh is going to eat the seeds. I think most of them dropped. But there'll be a few seeds there that I can save and put in something. A few seeds that I can save and replant. I got to get my beans taken off too. See, I'm letting my pole beans dry like this one. That way I can get I can probably pull that one off. Oops, the whole bean dropped. But there it is. Before it opens up and dumps my seeds out, I'll go ahead and put it in the house and we'll take it in and get the seeds out of it. Like this one is still drying. But you know what? I can probably go ahead and break it off. It's probably dry enough. But see, I've still got fresh beans coming on here. I got a few right there that could be picked right now. 3 good long ones. Or I can leave them and let them dry and take them for seed. Be enough to go in a soup. But I've already made soup this week, so I don't know when I'll make another soup. But yeah, I need these. I got 3 of them, y'all. And I got a wasp down on my... Look at there. Just that quick, that wasp got in there. And the ants is getting on it. Some will pick that up and take it on over here. Because I do want to get the seeds out of it. I've got some in the house right now to one of these that are drying. That I cleaned out. So I'll get those too. I just dropped part of it. It fell off. But it's got a bunch of seeds in there. Look at this. Look how tall. I mean, that's one of the tallest tomato cages you can buy. And look how tall that pepper plant is above it. It's above my head. That thing is at least 6.5, 7 foot tall. And I haven't seen any more peppers on it, but I've got blooms. So it'll be putting out more peppers. But see, I got to come out here and pick my jalapenos again. I got a more bunch of jalapenos. I got green tomatoes. I got one ripening right there. Another green one. And I mean, I may not have a ton of tomatoes, but I do have some. And look at there, there's one of those habaneros. I think that's what that is. I had more on this plant somewhere. Yeah, they're over here. But I do need to come out here and pick them. I got another one started there. But I need to pick them and go ahead and make some more chow chow or cowboy candy with them. Because I do use my cowboy candy with seasoning. And I have given it for Christmas presents too. I only made a few jars that first time. And I got to pull some of my turnips, I think. My turnips. And look at my basil. I got to get another crop of basil and try to dry it. So I may go ahead and do that. And I do need to get some rosemary and dry it too, because I've got a pretty good sized rosemary plant. And I haven't dried any rosemary yet. And I do use some recipes that have rosemary. So, yeah, I want to dry some of this rosemary right here. And I'm hoping it will come back next year. But I do need to harvest some of it this year and go ahead and dry it. That smells so good. Can't believe how it smells when you just rub your hand on it. And there's more peppers. Oh, yeah, excuse me. I definitely have to dry the rosemary outside because that's what's making me cough. I got peppers turning red. And that's what I wanted, because when I make the cowboy candy, I want about half of them or so red. There's another big pepper. I'll go ahead and pick that because I didn't see it yesterday. I need to make some stuffed peppers. Got some on these, but they're not quite big enough yet. And I don't want to pick them too soon. There's a pretty good size one. Might go ahead and pick that one. And just as well because it's bent over the top of the cage and it's broke. So I don't think that pepper's going to get in. See where it broke right there? The wind blew it over, plus the weight of the pepper. There. Got the pepper off. I had a couple on that. Something must have ate them. Because that's what weighted it down. Or maybe I picked them already. I saw one on this side. Don't see it now. Oh, there it is. It's under the leaves. Let me get on the other side. There's one right there. And there's one inside. So there's 2 good-sized peppers on that. But it's not broke. I've got it staked up well enough that it didn't break. So I'm going to wait and let those go get a little bit bigger. But yeah, I need to pick some more peppers and start making some more cowboy candy. And I can mix the sweet peppers right in with a bunch of the hot peppers. And it'll make all of them hot. Looks like that needs some water. Or some compost tea. Got a bunch on this, but they're little ones and not too big yet. There's a couple of big ones. They're weighting that plant down. Look at that. It's a pretty good sized pepper. It's not gigantic, but it's a good sized one. We've got 2 down here, covered up with the leaves. Let them get a little bit bigger. And there's one. I don't want to pick them too soon, because if I pick them too soon, they don't last long after I pick them, because they're not covered with wax and all this stuff you get at the store. So they'll last longer if you leave them on the bush. And I got more up there. Actually, there's 4 up there. Why they get at the very top is beyond me. Actually, 5. Look at that. There's 5 bell peppers up there. And you know, when they get bigger, they're going to weight the top down. I don't want my top to fall over. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that one. There. That'll help out a little. And I just dropped a pepper on the ground. Bear with me. We got to make something with some tree collards. I've got a recipe that I want to do that I haven't done yet. So, but that's basically what I wanted to do, is give you an update on my collards today. Because, you know, we transplanted some more of them yesterday. And it's been overnight. And overnight, the first ones we transplanted died. I mean, they just fell over. And look at this. This is another plant that it's breaking because they're too heavy. The peppers get too heavy. I keep dropping my peppers, y'all. Yeah, the peppers, if they're at the top, and usually that's where the peppers get. See, look at that. They're right at the top. And when the peppers get about the right size to pick, if you don't hurry up and pick them, it'll break the plant over. Because these things break so easy. Just like those. They're starting to pull the plant over because, look, see, they got pretty good sized peppers on them already. That one is too. It's starting to pull the plant over because it's getting top heavy. There, that'll help pick that one off of it. I don't want to pick any more of them right this minute because I don't want to fix that many stuffed bell peppers. But yeah, that's mostly what we wanted to check on was the collards, because I had not come out to see them today, but they made it overnight without just completely falling over and wilting up. So I think they'll be okay. I think we waited till these were big enough, because I had 3 or 4 permanent leaves on them, not just the sprouting leaves. So once they get that big, you know, you should be able to safely transplant them without losing them. See, most of them had 3 or 4 leaves on them or more. So I think they'll do okay. So that's one thing to remember when you go to transplant collards or plant them. Because a lot of people do like I do. They start them from seeds. They don't just buy the plant. I know my dad years ago, when he planted collards, he'd just go buy a handful of plants. And they were probably twice the size of my plants that I just transplanted. And he didn't have any problem with them living. But I start everything usually from seed in my garden. So it's a little different. You got to wait till your plants get big enough before you transplant them. My cucumber's looking wonky, but it's still edible. And I got several more started over here on this side. If you'll look close, and I'm dropping peppers again. See, I got several more of them started. And a bunch of blooms, so that volunteer plant should give me quite a few cucumbers. That's why I left it in my compost. I didn't pull it out, because it should give me quite a few cucumbers. Because I see already 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 new cucumbers coming on there. So I'll have a few cucumbers for my salads. Well, with that, I didn't want to make a long video. I just wanted to give you an update on our collard plants that we put out yesterday, and just remind you and tell you that if you're going to transplant collards from the seeds, wait till they get a little big. You know, they at least get 3, 4, 5 leaves on them, good size, before you transplant them. Because if you do like I did the first time, you may not get any of them to survive. I only got like maybe 1 or 2 at the most of those very first ones to survive that I transplanted over here, because they were too little. They weren't big enough to survive. Now right there you can see there's a little one next to the big one I planted yesterday. Well, the little one, it still may make it, but you can see how it's all wilted down and it's struggling. So it's still iffy whether that makes it or not. Right along with that one there, I've got a little one beside it, and it's kind of started to perk up. Right along with the one that I planted yesterday. But for the most part, most of them, they were just not big enough to transplant, so they just fell over and swiveled up and died. But I think these will make it, so we'll have at least 9 collards over here plus 8 of them over there. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the other plants I've got. I got to figure that out. I'll have to figure that out. I may have to move my buckets and fill in my raised bed and plant them in that, because I've got everything else planted in. I've got onions, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, everything growing in everything else. So I don't really have another space to plant in. And I don't want to pull out plants that are still living and trying to produce to put in anything else. But yeah, my peppers need some compost tea put to them. They need that desperately since it's not rained any. See what I can do with what I got in my arms here. I got my arms full. I got it full of peppers, y'all. So just remember, if you're going to plant these little guys in your garden, and they're not so little anymore, they need plenty of water or compost tea. It helps to put them in partial shade. If you're going to transplant your collards, make sure you let them get at least 4 or 5 good leaves on them of growth before you transplant them. You'll have more luck with them surviving. Don't do like I did the first go round and pull them too young. The plants were too small, and that's why they didn't make it. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to get my peppers in the house, figure out what I'm going to do with them, and we'll catch you later, okay? Love y'all. Bye.